This, everybody, if you're watching, this is a brand new podcast with me, Aaron, and this here.
And I'm Brandon.
This is Brandon. Now, this is called the Felony News Network. And it started with basically, I would notice that he had posts on Twitter, and I've known him for years. But we lost...
Like 10 years.
Yeah, we lost connection for a
way
while.
More than 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's been more than 10.
Like almost 15.
Yeah, pretty fucking... Because we were back in the Half Dead days.
Before that.
We went to fucking Circle K. Remember that time we went to Circle K in my car? You walked in, picked up 2 30-packs, stood in line, and then just turned and walked out the fucking door and jumped in my car, and the lady was just behind the counter like, hey, fucking stop. And we just booked it back up when they lived on Bimini right there or whatever. That was like my fondest memory. That, and then we went to that house out in Donkey Acres, and it was a campfire, and we were singing The Artist in the Ambulance from Thrice.
Oh, no. Okay, so yes, that happened. That was at Troy and Tiffany's house.
Yes, that's right.
It was up on like Lakeview, I think.
Yeah.
And now the other time we actually, do you remember that girl, Heather Merkerson?
Oh, fuck. Of course.
Dude,
I do.
We went to her birthday party, and she like begged us to sing a duet or like whatever of Artist in the Ambulance.
Yeah.
And we did. And it was in a house that had like a spiral staircase in the living room.
Oh,
like
shit.
a metal spiral staircase that went up to the roof or something.
I barely...
Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of...
I don't know about that. That could be totally true.
Yeah. No,
I think
it was on a karaoke machine.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I know we also did it where I was playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And we were both singing.
Yeah,
I don't know. Was that at Troy's?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah, that was.
I'm pretty sure that was like the first time we did it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got off track. But the whole idea initially was like, politics are fucking fucked up. You can't watch any news because everybody's got their fucking spoon in the soup. You know what I mean? You can't have your spoon in the soup. We are felons. We can't vote even. I have a partial political leaning. I wouldn't even call it a full. I lean towards the libertarian idea, but I'm not even really sold on that, because I honestly, I don't think I could trust anybody who puts themselves in politics. Like I have a hard time trusting anybody who's like, I think that I know better than most.
Right.
Because it should be, I want to speak for the people and actually do that.
Right.
But I feel like that's never fucking happened.
Well, I mean, today you've got so much that's, I mean, you're funded by lobbyists. You know what I mean? Like all these politicians, when you look at the laws that are being put forward nowadays, you don't see like really much legitimate legislation being put forth as much as rules and regulations on businesses that already exist.
Yeah, and ways that the government can make more money,
right,
and not change anything for the people that have been set up to fail since the beginning of our fucking country.
Right.
And it's hard to think of any way, because I'm not a fucking politician and I've never claimed to know how to fix any of these fucking issues. But I feel like if enough people got together and actually thought plans out and it was able to be done, it could have gotten done by now. But they're putting a stop to anybody who even wants to fucking try.
It's like I said, it all goes back to that money. You know what I mean? Like even like the mass media, you know, a lot of people trust one news outlet or another.
Oh, 100%.
But they don't realize that both of them have a lot of the same talking points that literally that make up our social construct. Like when Amazon first got all this flack in the beginning of the pandemic for treating its workers like shit, all of a sudden every single news network was using the same lines saying Amazon is, disinfecting and all this stuff, and you can trust Amazon again. And it was weird because online you can find, and it's not just with that. Online you can find these clips where it's got how many different news stations that are saying the exact same phrase. You know what I mean? Like you can look them up and it's crazy because they'll put all these squares of these, reporters up on the TV and they're all saying the exact same thing. And it's really weird because you're like, this is the programming. Yeah. Like this is the programming. This is the people who run these operations. Like what you have like 2 or 3 people who run all news media in the world.
Yeah. Was it like that super rich dude that owns
Rupert Murdoch?
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. He owns Fox News and all that shit. And it's all run by just a few super rich dudes. And that's how I think that any of the presidential elections, it happens by whoever can get the biggest money to back their campaign. It doesn't matter how good their campaign is, obviously, because Joe Biden didn't even campaign and he still won.
I think it's a little more about who's gonna maintain our status quo.
Yeah. Who's gonna play ball?
Right. Who's
the way
gonna
we want.
Right. Who's gonna stay in line and keep people consuming? Because I mean, like consumerism is our big distraction in the world. That's our that's how we cope. Like I'm freaking out because I'm, existential dread and all this bullshit. And, these people turn to consumerism, whether that consuming be done on your phone or out in a store or whatever, or even at the bar, it's the same kind of consumerism.
And even if one of those has a threat of being taken away, people can't handle it because everybody is such a sponge nowadays. Especially, like I remember being a kid in like the early 90s, 91, 92, like I remember the toys that I had a few. Some of them still exist today. Everybody had that little plastic fucking car with the door and all that shit. There was that. There was like
little yellow roof.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have one in the backyard for my son. So there's those things that fucking happen, but it's like phones. Video games were a lot less important. Like, you play fucking Mario, you're like, cool. I played Mario for a little bit, but I'm going to go ride my bike. I'm going to do this. The consumerism was based in a completely different area. Technology has taken over 100% almost. Yeah. There's a fraction left for other things, but if you're not putting out some kind of technology, you're out of the fucking game.
Yeah, it's kind of actually funny. Like I saw some woman on TV that's like a YouTuber who has like 10 million subscribers or something. And
that's so fucking crazy.
And she was on the news because they were actually running a thing on her, a special on her, talking about how she had to take a break from the internet to find herself. And I'm like, if that is not an fucking obvious thing to these people, like you really have to go out and put this on the news that you should probably, if you need to find yourself, you should probably fucking put your phone down. Yeah. Like that's kind of crazy.
Why does anybody give a fuck? If you're going to go find yourself, bitch,
It's the distraction. It's that consumering. Consumering.
Well, and it's like that girl is telling people that she's going to get off the internet to bring more people towards that. It's all like Joe Rogan fucking talks about that shit constantly. It's everything is based on how many clicks is that going to fucking get. There's no legitimate journalism. The substance is Kim Kardashian's ass cheeks. Kanye West running for president when he's obviously mentally insane. Everybody saw the Rogan. It was 3 hours and 55 minutes of a madman who tried to answer one question and went through 3.5 hours of nonsense. Did you watch it?
No.
Oh my God. Literally, Joe Rogan talked a few times, and what he said was, well, hold on, how did we get here? That was literally all he was able to say, because he would be like, so all he said was to start it. So like, why do you want to run for president? And then it just went off for hours.
Yeah,
By the way, God told him to do it.
Oh, man.
He was like, God said that I need to be the fucking president.
That's crazy.
That should have been the first sign to put the kibosh on the whole fucking thing.
I'm pretty sure that Trump supporters would have a different opinion.
Yeah, because God told them to vote for Trump.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
But
and
yeah,
some people would say that about Biden. I don't know who, but there's a lot of crazy people out there.
I wasn't really for anybody on this term, but I mean, we had to get rid of that one guy.
Did you ever look into Tulsi Gabbard?
I did. It's funny because the social sphere that I revolved in kind of kept me away from her. And it's kind of crazy, dude, because like there's some shit, obviously, dude, I'm pretty sure that I had recently read that she's like in the queue and on shit. So like,
She's
I don't know
into it or in it.
I don't like, well, I don't know what you do with QAnon. I don't know if you're into it or if you're in it or not. Like, I don't know if that's a thing. Like, if you're just like, I believe it, so here I'm
Yeah, it's like QAnon. Like, they were the ones that started the whole Pizzagate thing.
Yeah,
I did an episode on my other podcast, Still Fucking Up, and we did an episode called Still Fucking Up Conspiracies, and it was based on Pizzagate. And it was also based on this guy's video, Mouthy Buddha. Have you ever watched his shit?
No.
It's there's also that guy. His name was Isaac. I can't remember, but Isaac. He committed suicide, or they say he committed suicide. And he said that he had a dead man switch of a video that would prove that there is child sex slavery,
right.
And of course there is.
and then they arrested Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, see, everybody fucking knew. There's no way they didn't know about Epstein.
Oh, no.
But
they were all in on it.
Like, there's some crazy shit. Like, Tom Hanks. He brought up Tom Hanks in this. And Tom Hanks was on, what was it, fucking Oprah or The View or something? Right. I think it was The View. And he was showing his Instagram photos. And in one of the photos, there was this 3 letters... I can't remember what they fucking are, but nobody needs to be looking this shit up anyway. You fucking... but there was 3 letters. So if you type in those 3 letters on Google, it brings you to little girls' bathing suits. But there's no little girls in the bathing suits. But if you go on to Yandex, which is German Google, you type in the same exact thing. It's like BHI or BKI or something like that. It comes up with little girls in... 2-piece revealing bathing suits. Right. So that was the thing that they based the whole Tom Hanks thing on.
That's crazy, dude. Because I'm going to tell you right now, like, you don't need to Google that shit. If you go to any beach nowadays, it's crazy, dude. Like, there's little girls running around in straight thongs, and I'm like, where are your parents? Yeah, exactly. Where are your fucking parents? And why is your mother like allowing this? And it's just kind of crazy. I mean, like, dude, I'm not trying to like add to any sort of like, narrative that fucking, like girls are like overly sexualized. But therefore, like we can't.
I mean,
it's just crazy.
From the way that from being alive now and having clarity. Cuties. There was child nudity in Cuties.
Oh, now, the show, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody said that there was not.
Oh, I think Tulsi Gabbard was the one who came up on something saying that Cuties was proof that there was child fucking sex rings in Hollywood or some shit. Well, maybe that was her. I could be totally fucking wrong.
It's possible.
But I think that was her.
I honestly have no idea. But it was a French movie. And
was it dubbed? Like where they talk over? Because Netflix has been doing that a lot.
I never
and it's
watched
pissing
it.
me off.
I think it was subtitled, but I really don't know. I didn't watch it. But it was directed by a young woman, and so they also didn't talk about the fact that the main girl, pretty much they insinuate she murders a little girl.
Yeah.
Who's trying to go to the twerking competition at 11 years old. They're going to a twerking competition.
What the fuck?
They show close-ups of crotch shots, spread legs, bending over. There is a teenage girl's tit. They look at a video of the dance crew that they're supposed to be going against.
Right.
And one of the girls in the video, obviously a freshman in high school or something, not fucking 18.
Right.
Pulls her shirt up, fully shows a tit.
That's crazy.
And they're like, no, there's no child nudity, because people, like the people of Texas, of course, filed a lawsuit against Netflix for showing them this thing. Now, I'm not for censorship in any way, so
right.
Don't do that. But also, don't watch it.
Right.
That's really fucking easy. I haven't watched it because I don't want to watch little girls twerk. It's not my thing.
And
if it's your thing,
it's an
fucking
odd thing
kill
to
yourself,
make.
I guess. I don't know.
It's an odd thing to make a show about.
It is. But it was supposed to be like it was supposed to be shedding light on sexualizing kids. But you don't have to sexualize kids to shed light on it, I feel like.
I mean,
I felt that was a weird way to go about it.
I mean, dude, like I said, it's publicly there. I mean, there's part of me that says, like, you know, if this girl or boy or whoever wants to dress this way, like, who am I to say? But at the same time, like, I don't know. I think it just kind of sends the wrong message in a way. Like,
but it's like the back when like,
it's just we're old school.
Yeah, exactly.
we're fucking old timers now, stuck in our ways.
Either one of us was in elementary school or middle school, even. You would never see a girl back then. Like, I went to pool parties and things like that in California. Yeah. Girls wore like full bottoms with shorts.
Back then, I used to wish they wore thongs.
Yeah. And no, never. Yeah. They didn't have boobs. They didn't have hips. They looked like 10-year-old boys when they were 11 or 12.
Right.
Now it's, you see a girl on TV and she's 12 and you'd be like, guessing that girl's
she's
19,
probably
20.
21.
Nope, I'm 12.
Yeah. Right.
What the fuck? Like, what are they putting in the water, or is it in the milk? What the fuck is going on? So there's partially that girls are maturing at younger ages, or is that what happens when you get old? Did old people think that about our generation?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Fuckers.
I'm pretty sure they did.
But it's not true, because I never saw it.
I'm pretty sure this is just an old man thing.
God damn it. Right, I'm going to start yelling at kids to get off my lawn and shit. Oh. I don't even have a lawn.
Fuck,
I got rocks.
Just throw rocks at them, right?
Yeah, I got plenty of fucking rocks.
It's Arizona.
Yeah. That's another thing. But, so, what were we talking about before we started? I know we were talking about...
Okay, so I guess we're talking about the reasons that we wanted to start this. I mean, we went into like how there's the biases on the news are too great. I mean, we can't really. I'd rather talk about real stuff that's going on. Like, let's forget about like who I like or who I dislike, and let's talk real shit. Right. I mean, dude, to me, I don't like. I'm me, dude. I'm a full blown anarchist. An agorist, I guess. Like, agorism is where you find different ways to participate in society so that you don't feed into
the bigger system.
Right. And I believe that everything should be voluntary. Like, no one should ever force you to do this or that or whatever. Like,
100%.
I will do this if I want to.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of a partial tenet of libertarianism.
Yeah.
Is that
anarchists
they don't want
libertarians.
because there's anarcho-capitalism, which is a portion of libertarians, and it's like, we don't think that the government should ever have dominion over our physical bodies or the homes and the land that we fucking pay for.
And there's a lot that goes into that. Like, personally, I'm super anti-capitalist just because dude, like we're at this crucial point in time, this moment, because of capitalism. Like these dudes who run multinational conglomerates that control everything we see
got there through
and do.
capitalism,
Right, exactly. So like to me, and even with our pollution and all that stuff, like it's all capitalism. Capitalism destroys the two things it needs to survive, and that's natural resources and workers.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like I've read a lot of philosophy. I've read a lot of political ideology, dude. Like, you know, a lot of Marx and stuff like that. So it's.
What do you think about Marxism?
I love it. I mean, like to an extent. See, like the problem with the only big problem that I have with Marxism is that Marx believed that a violent overthrow was necessary. Like it could not be done peacefully. There was no like, and dude, there's part of me that's like the part of my, you know, psyche that's or the part of me that's all, you know, emotions and shit. Like that part of me is your like, right brain. Let's do this, you know. But then the other part of me, the logical side, is like, violence begets violence. Like any,
a lot of people are gonna have to die for it.
Right. And well, it's not just that. It's look at history, and you'll see that any violent overthrow of a government only led to another violent regime being put in its place.
Absolutely.
The whole problem with our system today is it's run on a monopoly on violence. So basically,
well, there's the military-industrial complex.
Right. Well,
war is a profit machine.
Well, like the police, you know, the police are they own the monopoly. They're the people who keep us in check, and they own this monopoly. And by that I mean, if they don't provide adequate service, we don't have a choice in choosing another provider. Like we can't say like, I don't like the job you did, I want to use this person or whatever. Right. And what's crazy is, you know, people say, well, how is that on violence? And I say, well, let's put it this way. If a cop comes and tells you that you're under arrest and you say no, what happens?
You're under arrest.
I'm willing to bet every dollar I have that they're going to use violence to get you wherever you need to be.
They've done it. They've pulled guns on. I had 6 guns. I was asleep on a couch, and they pulled 6 guns on me and flashlights, and they were screaming, "What's your name?" Like screaming to yell, like to say my name, and I'm like, I have no idea. I was so high. I had just done a lot of heroin, a lot of Xanax. Don't recall any of it. I woke up in county jail. The police. Okay, so the police. It's weird. It's a weird kind of symbiotic, like partially symbiotic relationship with the police, because especially for the people now that are saying that the whole ACAB thing and they fucking hate the police, and then they're worried once this election thing happened and they were boarding up the cities, like, because some people were saying that the left was going to riot, and if Biden won, the right was going to riot. And they're like, well, the police aren't going to fucking help you. So if you think that we're going to stop the right from coming after you if Biden wins, you're fucking wrong, because we're bastards. Why the fuck would we help you?
Right. Well, actually, it's way before that. Like, dude, the police have historically sided with the KKK, neo-Nazis,
sure.
white supremacists, and other fascist groups. Like, they've sided with them every time. It's never so. Well, I mean,
they're almost like the perfect literal example of fascism.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, that's really what it is. I mean, George Orwell, I think, said it best. He said, if you want a vision of the future for humanity or something like that, picture a boot stamping on a human face.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, that's really what it is, dude. It's you know, and what's crazy, dude, I see there's so many people on the right that are using the Gadsden flag now, which is the snake with the "Don't Tread on Me."
Yeah.
And it fucking blows my mind, because they will fly this with a fucking thin blue line flag, or have that sticker with a thin blue line sticker. And I'm like, or they'll have the thin blue line, and then they'll have the little gun with the come and take it. I'm like, do you not understand who the fuck's gonna come and take it if they tell them to?
The police,
right? These are gonna be the people. Yeah, these are gonna be the people.
It seems a lot of people forgot that the Second Amendment was there to protect you against them.
Right.
The government, the state, it's the police.
But that's it. They for some reason there was somebody who was actually flying the flag combination that I'm talking about. They had the thin blue line American flag, and then they had the "Don't Tread on Me" underneath it. And I actually saw them out in front, and I pulled over, and I rolled down my window. I was like, "Hey, what's up with your flag combination here?" And they're like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, one of those, I was like, one of those says fuck authority, and then the other one says I'm a bootlicker. So what is going on here?
Where do you lie?
Yeah, and the
your back?
So this guy, he tells me, "Oh, that's for EMTs. My son's a medical worker. That's for." I said, "That's a thin blue line. That's not what that is. That's for police, specifically for police."
Yeah, because isn't EMT kind of like the barbershop pole was originally for that.
They have, I think, I want to say it's red? Like gold now. No, like the American flag with the one colored stripe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like the firefighters are red, police are blue, and then I think like medical personnel maybe yellow. I don't know. I know that like search and rescue is green.
I never even fucking thought about what other colors, because I've only ever seen the blue one.
Yeah, they're all over town.
I for sure see those.
I am super into like flags and their meanings, and I'm trying to remember the name of what it is, like the study of flags, and it's a cool fucking name.
I think I've heard it before too, because there was an episode of Big Bang Theory.
Dude, Sheldon's Fun with Flags. Well, I'm Sheldon Cooper. Welcome to Fun with Flags.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't he say that in that fucking?
Yeah. It's yeah.
Shit.
But anyways,
that was such a good show.
But it's just really weird to me. Like, these people will fly. Anyways, the guy says, sorry, let me get back to that. That guy says, his son's a medical worker or whatever. And I said, well, that one right there that you've got is specifically for police.
Absolutely.
And he goes, oh, well, my wife ordered it. And he's pointing over his shoulder back at his wife. And his wife comes huffing down the driveway and starts yelling at me. What do you want? And I said, why do you have those two flags together? I said, who do you think we're saying don't tread on me? Like, who do you think we're telling that to?
She thinks it's trespassers?
Oh, no. Her straight up answer was, the police don't tread on us.
Huh?
I was like...
Well, maybe them.
Yeah, I was
specifically.
Like, yeah, old white people. Of course they don't fucking tread on you.
Yeah, old white people... I mean, I've seen a lot of old black people get treaded on. Yeah. Like, I bet if you asked them that question, they would... Yeah. That's always been how it is. And it's obviously that's where the majority of the systematic racism lies, is through any type of real authority, especially the one that can murder you and get away with it, put you away for whatever fucked up reason, or make shit up and straight put you away for the rest of your fucking life, and nobody can do anything about it.
Yep.
But back to the thing about Tulsi Gabbard that I was going to say was there was a couple things about her, because I looked up her policies, and that's basically the way that I make my decision is I look through all the policies and I'm like, okay, well, there's obviously going to be some that I'm not a huge fan of.
Right. But
she was all about getting rid of privatized prisons. She was all about getting rid of mandatory minimum sentencing. She was all about federally legalizing marijuana. She was about restoring voters' rights to felons.
Yeah.
Those are four things that neither Trump nor Biden were for. Biden is thinking about decriminalizing marijuana federally. They don't know about
Kamala
the
Harris,
felons thing.
Yeah, Kamala Harris wants to legalize marijuana or some shit called like the Hope Act or some shit like that.
Yeah, she doesn't have a very great track record. Exactly.
She's a cop.
She was a prosecutor.
Really
she's on record. She has, I believe this is on record. I mean, you can Google this, but
because we're not going to.
I'm not Googling it. I have audio recording going on my computer. What do you expect? but she has on record denied black men to be able to review their evidence, to do DNA sampling, just to keep them in prison and not give them a fair shake, that completely deny their right to due process.
You know.
And now she's like, well, I'm half black, half Native American. And she says Indian, which is not the correct term, because when they came here and they were like Louis C.K. said, you guys are Indians. They go, nah, that's not us. And he goes, you're Indians forever now.
Right.
The Native American people, whichever tribe that she happened to be, she calls it Indian. That right there should be a red flag. Like, is this like Elizabeth Warren's an Indian? Because she was like 0.03%. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, she can't even become president when Joe Biden definitely slides into dementia and then passes away peacefully in his sleep at the crisp old age of 181. Nancy Pelosi takes over.
Yeah.
And nobody voted for her. That's what's fucking weird, is that,
well,
when did that take place?
And that brings up a good point on something that I believe in, is that, you know, in our Constitution, or sorry, not Constitution, in the Declaration of Independence, it says something along the lines of, you know, we believe that all men are endowed with these certain unalienable rights. Mm-hmm. But there's a point, and right after that, it gets to a point where it says these powers or whatever are derived from the consent of the governed, right?
Yeah.
Well, dude, did you sign a piece of paper that said,
consent when I was born?
I consent to be governed? Yeah.
No.
So where do these people get their power? You know, like, more often than not, dude, if you ever get into this conversation with somebody, you can ask them, like, what gives somebody the right to rule? What gives somebody the right to rule, you or me? And they say, oh, well, you know, we voted for them. And I said, okay. But before that, I mean, like, where did they get this power? Like, what gives, like, authority to me?
Who was the first guy that was like, hey, we're going to do this?
Well, to me, authority is a myth. It doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, that's a social construct.
Absolutely. Right, exactly. Like, it doesn't exist.
Like love, you know?
Right. I don't know, man. Love is a bunch of chemicals.
The release of oxytocin is for sure real.
So
and that's the love chemical. So, I mean, technically, I guess, but the actual
you can get that at the hospital.
Oxytocin?
Yeah, that's how they induce labor. Oh, no. Wait. It's Pitocin, I believe.
No, it is oxytocin.
Is it?
Because I remember when she got induced, they brought it in, and I was like, oxytocin? I was like, that's the love chemical.
Yeah.
It is oxytocin.
Yeah,
you're right. I totally fucking forgot about that.
Yeah.
And also, the epidural is fucking fentanyl.
Could you imagine?
You know that? Right into the spine.
Yeah. Could you imagine, though, getting shot up with love drug? Like, that's Kesha shit right there.
Whoa.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Shit. Maybe she did it. I wonder how fucking
That's
cool.
Why she was always so hot.
People shoot up adrenaline. Why can't you just straight take dopamine out of someone's head and put it in your head? Or serotonin.
I'm pretty sure that's what QAnon is all about.
in, bro. They're trying. I'm fucking in, guys.
No,
call me.
No, they think that the Democrats are abducting children and harvesting their gland of some kind and drinking
their adrenaline gland.
Yeah, it's
their adrenal gland.
Yeah,
or pineal gland.
One of the two, penile gland, or I know it's penile is the correct word to say that. It's spelled pineal. Yeah, but it's penile. Yeah.
Sounds like penis, though. It makes me think that they're just sucking boy dicks.
No.
And that's bad.
But
that's not
But yeah,
good.
they think that, like, they're harvesting their glands.
I think it's their adrenaline.
Yeah, one of the two. And drinking the blood that comes out of there, because that's how you get this substance called adrenochrome, which is
from Fear and Loathing.
Yeah, right. Which is exactly.
I was like, that's not real, is it?
No, it actually is. Okay, so there is a drug called adrenochrome.
Yeah.
But it's used. It's actually like a pill. Like, you can get it prescribed or some shit. And I believe not here, but in other countries, it's used some sort of heart medication.
Oh, okay, like nitroglycerin is.
Yeah, so like you like to lower your heart rate or your blood pressure or some shit. I don't really know, but like
you take adrenochrome.
Yeah. So
Man.
I mean, yeah.
I wonder if it fucks your day up though.
Yeah, it's crazy though, because like they think that it's all like, it's like an immortality serum or some shit. It's how the Democrats fucking live.
Why
so
have they
long.
all been dying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, why is it like is who's an old Democrat that's dead? JFK, but he died, like got his brains blown out, so we know he's dead. The only one I could think of is a Republican right now, like Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, Jimmy Carter's like 1,000.
But he's alive, isn't he?
I'm pretty sure I just saw a picture of him, and he looked like fucking Weekend at Bernie's, but he'd been dead for like 3 months, and they were trying to still pull it off. So, I don't know.
I mean, fuck. What?
Do you think we could get sponsored by Blackcraft? Just
because
if we wear their hats here.
Because honestly, I usually cover. There's a table right here that my laptop is sitting on. Usually, I have this covered. There's a Blackcraft flag right there. It's this. There we go. It's this hat, but on a flag. So
yeah, I was just thinking because I have my hat on. That was unplanned, actually.
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's just good taste.
I have like 11 Blackcraft shirts in my closet.
Yeah,
I've got a Blackcraft. I had the Blackcraft wallet. And I had the Religion Makes Me Gag hat.
I've talked to Bobby Shubinsky. Used to. I haven't been on Instagram for like 6 months, so like when I get back on there, I'll definitely have to message him. But I used to talk to him quite a bit. He actually was the reason that I got into Warped Tour 2018.
Because weren't you in that booth?
Yeah.
Because I think I remember seeing that on Instagram.
Yeah, so I worked the Blackcraft booth. Well, I helped them. I didn't necessarily work the booth. They had their little system worked up. You know what I mean? Obviously, like, no, don't add some guy who doesn't know shit. You're gonna mess everything up. So, you know, I was just helping them out and everything. And then I actually ran into a guy who gave me an all-access wristband. So I watched Falling in Reverse's set from backstage. Yeah, and that's where I have that picture of me and Ronnie. And actually I did, I don't know if you follow him on Ronnie Radke on Instagram, but he used to have a drawing of him that looked like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Yeah, that was his profile picture for like a year or some shit. I actually drew that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah, I drew it. I did some colored pencil shit at my house, and then I just posted it on Instagram, and he picked it up, and he messaged me and was like, dude, this is sick. Do you have the stuff to make it into a t-shirt? And I was like, no, I don't, but like you can, you know what I mean? Like I can. So I literally went out the next day and bought an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil, and I redid it and like sent it to him. And he made shirts, but for some reason, like he posted the pictures, like him in the shirt, and put them up for sale. But then I saw on that post that like he never went through with it and never like sold the shirts, and like a bunch of people
mass produced them.
Yeah, like no, all the people on there were like, hey dude, I ordered my shirt, like where's my shirt and shit like that. And he just like, and then his store Hoods Up like was offline ever since then. Like that was the last that Hoods Up. Yeah, so like I'm pretty sure I accidentally destroyed Hoods Up. I don't know. I mean, it was like an inadvertent thing, you know.
What the fuck? How'd you do that?
I don't know.
They get in a lawsuit because of Rick and Morty?
I doubt it, dude.
I can't imagine Justin Roiland or Dan Harmon like.
And I'm pretty sure like no, because that falls under parody laws. So I mean like.
Oh yeah, that's true. It wasn't like a legit Rick and Morty shirt.
No,
it was Ronnie Radke Morty or Ronnie Radke Sanchez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool though. Like, talking. It's always weird talking to a person that you like listen to a lot, like a celebrity, I guess you could call him still.
It's very.
It's
huge now, dude.
I just fucking met. I don't know. You probably don't know him. Do you know the podcast Legion of Skanks?
I seriously. This is the longest I've ever listened to a podcast right now. In it. Yeah, right, and we're in it. God. Inside of it, this is the longest.
One episode of Joe Rogan is like 31 hours.
I can't do it, dude. See,
I love it. I'm at work all day though. So.
Right? Yeah, but like for me, I can't. I like my political beliefs do not match with his. You know, and like he's very like he says that he's whatever.
Yeah, he definitely says he's not a Republican.
Yes, but he's very like.
He was voting for Bernie.
See, right, for me, and that was one reason that I was like, oh, dude, I kind of like you. But the thing that really bothered me about him was that he gave bigoted voices a platform. Like, people who just spewed the most fucking vitriolic bullshit.
What, Alex Jones?
Oh my God, dude.
You don't like Alex Jones?
If I could, I would pee right in his fucking mouth.
Whoa. You don't think that they're putting chemicals in the water to make frogs gay? You don't think that? Like, how do you not know about that, man? Dude, he did that cool thing though.
Did you see the argument with Alexa?
I didn't.
Dude, he fucking pulls out an Alexa device, like the Echo or whatever it is.
Yeah, the Dot.
Yeah, and he's all, Alexa, do you work for the CIA?
Oh yeah, a lot of people did that, and he thinks he's the one that figured it out.
Oh, dude, but he was like, it went so far though. It went so far.
Well, of course,
like
it's Alex Jones,
dude. Right, beating a dead horse. I mean, even if it's an artificially intelligent one,
he does it.
He was sitting there and he's like. Are you do you work for the CIA? She's like, no, I work for Amazon. And he's like, oh, I have newspapers that say that Amazon's owned by the CIA. Oh, wow. And she's like, I'm not programmed to understand what the fuck you're saying.
I don't know how to argue.
Yeah, and basically he came back with, likely story kind of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, geez, dude, like, I can't. Oh,
the only thing he did that was, like, legit was that Bohemian Grove thing. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, you know about Bohemian Grove?
No.
Okay, well, it's basically like the whole Illuminati thing. So it's a group of billionaires, high-ranking political members and affiliates. Right. They dress in cloaks. Nice. They go into the woods.
And it's real?
This is 100% real. He snuck in with a video camera with another guy.
Holy shit.
And this is quite a while ago. And they were burning an effigy of a child. And they had Molech, the owl god, a statue of Molech, the owl god, and they stood there in cloaks, and they did this. And then the word is, throughout the Bohemian Grove, is that they make them do gay shit to each other.
Hell yeah.
To have some kind of
immortal
dirt on
life.
them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, you suck his dick, and I'm going to take video of it.
Nice.
Now, if you do some shit, you suck dick on video, we release it to CNN.
Dude, who cares though? Like, really though? Like, if shit really,
like they made me blow that guy.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, dude, his dick tastes good.
Yeah, he had a cute dick. What am I supposed to do? I saw his dick and I was like, that's a cute dick. Let me kiss it.
Right.
And someone videotaped it.
Kiss it and put it to bed. And
yeah, I'll tuck it in.
Right. Fuck.
But
that's crazy.
But yeah, he did this whole thing, and then he interviewed this dude outside.
Did they make him do gay shit?
No, they caught him, and
they caught him masturbating in the back.
Yeah, he was jerking off to the gay shit. But he was talking to this old dude. He was like some high-ranking, like legit political person. I can't remember who the fuck it was. Some old white guy, of course. And he's asking about what goes on inside there. And the guy was trying to play dumb, and then Alex Jones brings up like what he saw and all this shit, and the guy like starts freaking out on him. He's like, "Well, I don't respect you for sneaking in there because you weren't allowed to go in there, were you? You went in there and you lied.
You saw me suck that man's dick."
So the guy got like super defensive when he just said, "I got into the Bohemian Grove thing," and he's like, "You're not a fucking member. You can't be in there. You're not supposed to know what goes on inside there because it's." If you walk into a room and it's a bunch of people in cloaks, there's a burning child and a Molech the owl god statue, and they're chanting weird shit, and then they take their hoods off and it's Hillary Clinton and fucking Warren Buffett. And
was it really?
The guy that owns Disney.
Oh, we don't know who it was though.
That's one of the other things is that they say Hillary Clinton was part of one of those types of organizations. The Bohemian Grove is just one of many.
Right.
But it's like the greater conglomerate of the 5 family things, the Rothschild.
Dude, yeah. I'm sure that you really have to like think about the games that they're playing like with their money, because, and by games I mean like war and shit like that. Like we're
the money games.
Because I mean, dude, you know what? There was an interview that I watched with, believe it or not, the singer or R&B artist, rap artist, Akon.
Akon and Young Jeezy.
That's the dude. So he was talking about how he had this huge plan and all this shit to build power plants in Africa, because he's like, dude, what's the most essential thing, you know what I mean, nowadays to building a civilization and moving forward out of that tribal style life, you know, into a civilized whatever culture. And he said, or, you know, from like third world to second world, you know, and he said, you know, that number one step, that big step is electricity.
Oh yeah.
And so he got in contact with somebody who you know, ran energy businesses, whatever. And he said, the guy said, yeah, dude, great idea. You know, get some money together, whatever. And he started, or no, sorry, he didn't talk to them. He went to his billionaire buddies first, and he's talked to all these billionaires and shit, saying like, hey, dude, I want to do this. I want to do this. He got all these people on board to fund this shit. And then he called somebody, and he realized, like somebody in the energy industry and shit, and he realized, dude, people literally start wars over this shit. Africa, and that's when he backed out. He's like, it was too deep. It was way too much. And he's like, you know, people start, like, this is what these wars are waged over, dude. Oil and natural resources. So get this, like, Africa is an completely untapped, I wouldn't say completely, but mostly untapped fucking dude. I mean, yeah, dude, oil, fucking everything. Like, dude, Russia's been trying to work their way into Africa for years now, possibly even decades, you know? And like, you have to think in their line of thinking, if we give these people technology, then they will be able to fight back one day.
It's weird. Like, I guess one of the only thing, like the thing that I had the most respect for Bernie Sanders about was I heard that the whole war in Yemen right now, it's basically like on top of COVID, it's like the next thing in line to being like the most horrific humanitarian crisis of all fucking time, what they're doing out there. And Bernie Sanders was the only one to actually speak up and be like, we need to fucking put a stop to the war in Yemen. Like, this is crazy. And everybody shut him down because America is involved and they're benefiting somehow.
Yep. Well, so like, you have to realize, like, the military industrial complex is what like protects corporate interest. Like, the military protects corporate interests fund wars, and right back around, dude. Like, it's a revolving you know, cycle. So it's like Bernie's not about money. Like, I mean, dude, everybody has that like bit about them that's about money, but I mean,
only because it's literally
necessary.
You have to have it at this point,
right?
Or you're fucking dead.
But like, dude, I mean, I can't even really remember what the fuck. Oh shit.
Perfect.
Yeah, right, pretty much.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Though.
Like, dude, to me, Bernie was he was a good that I would have voted for him had he made it. You know what I mean? But that's back to where we were at, was like the DNC pushed him out. Like, that they railroaded him again so that he wasn't the nominee.
Well, he was riling up the Gen Z kids, like the younger kids that are just now going to be able to vote.
They fucking get it. So somehow they get it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what they're listening to or who the fuck they're talking to, because I know they're still teaching the same shit in school.
Yeah.
Like, that we were in, like, pretty much the same shit, like, from when we were kids, and like,
yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like maybe it's the media or something that's like pushing
I think it was
people.
like the way that he got portrayed through like Saturday Night Live and
Everywhere.
and through celebrities and things like that.
He's a crazy socialist.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You know what's really fucking funny?
Huh.
Find almost anybody who screams about fuck socialism, dude.
Yeah.
Ask them to define that shit, and 99.8% of them cannot. They say dumb shit like, it's where the government owns everything and they tell you what to do. And I'm like, that's authoritarianism, you fuck.
Well, yeah, I was like, that's totally not the right. But the way that I always thought of like socialism, at least in a certain way, it's more programs for the people, like socially to help people who don't make as much money to be able to afford to live.
Right.
And I like that idea. Obviously, that's the part of libertarianism that I get, and I enjoy that, is that they understand that there has to be social programs because most people aren't put in such an advantageous position that they can get, $1 million loan to start a business. They can't fucking move up. There's no Fortune 500 company. No. There's no stock brokers. There's no shit like that in this city. If you're in a place like this, you're going to work construction, you're going to work retail, or you're going to be in a trade. There's literally nothing else you could do. There's really no chance of being a fucking attorney, or you could be a doctor, I guess, but where you have to move the fuck away.
Yeah, you'd have to.
You can't go to community college and become a fucking good doctor.
Like, see, for me, I see socialism as kind of like, dude, it's really funny. I saw this woman or whatever on social media. I don't know. It was on Twitter, but somebody like posted it from like TikTok or some shit. Mm-hmm. And it was like some Southern woman with this heavy Southern accent describing socialism and I really loved the way that she did it. She described it as a potluck. She goes, socialism is like a potluck where everybody eats. It doesn't matter if you brought food. It doesn't matter if you couldn't bring food. Everybody eats, and
because
for
there are enough people to bring food.
Right. And the biggest point that people hate about socialism, they say, well, I don't like the idea of my hard-earned money going to somebody else. Dude, you're participating in capitalism. You have no choice. It's either going to go to other people or it's going to go to your employer. Because, this dude works for $10. Say somebody works for $10 an hour. Well, I'm pretty sure the money that dude is responsible, or the money that person is responsible for bringing in,
is a lot more than
$10 an hour.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no CEO that works like 560 times more than their employee. Usually they actually work less because they have so many people doing it, but everybody wants to give them money because, you gave me a job. Thank you. I should be grateful for my chains.
Yeah, of course.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm in a situation that is fucking identical. A man started the company that I work for. He started the company. I'm a roofer. So this guy started the company 25 years ago. Then the guy who owns my company now married that guy's daughter. He never really did roofing or anything like that. He's like a businessy type.
He just picked up the company.
Yeah, he got given the company when he married into the family, and now he owns very nice vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
He has the newest big ass Silverado. He's got a 1970 Mustang that's fucking beautiful. He's got a 2019 Mustang for his wife. His wife also has a Jeep Rubicon.
Right.
They've got a nice big house in town, a big house in the Wallapies. Everybody who works for our company, I'm the only one who has insurance.
From them?
Nope. I have my own insurance. Nobody else there can get it. They can't get state insurance.
Right, because
and they won't
make
get it any other way. Yeah. Exactly. but they make barely too much, or it's just because they're not married. They have kids,
right,
but they're not married. Being married and having a kid puts you over that limit.
Right.
So it's like the guy who doesn't do anything, he gets, actually there's an even better example that's more concise than this. The general manager of this company.
Right.
I just did a job for him a few weeks ago where me and my friend, we went and tore this roof off, literally tore the plywood, shingles, everything off and threw it all away. We cleaned everything up. We did everything. He did really nothing. He handed us each $100 and he had a stack of $100 bills, a fucking stack, at least $3,000.
Right.
And he handed us each $100 bill. And then he was like, thanks, guys. Got in his truck and he bailed.
That's fucking crazy.
And I'm like, that right there is capitalism.
Right.
That guy is the physical representation.
Right. That's
and it was
Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah. It was a goddamn shame. And it made me realize if capitalism is going to be the way it's going to be, I have to do something myself to get myself out of the situation. And it's not that I was privileged enough to be in a situation where I can just go, you know what, I'm going to start my own fucking company. No, I have to do some shit I don't want to do.
Right.
I have to get my contractor's license. I have to get a loan.
Yeah.
And which I have to pay that shit all off.
Yeah, which is all just government bullshit. Like,
exactly.
You know, you
They're
need the right
24% interest on some shit.
You need the papers. You need the right papers. Like,
yeah. That's why I need to get a contractor's license, is just to deal with inspectors in the fucking city. But it's like, I did a side job. So in a day, I'll make, let's say, because I get piecework, let's say I did this many, I put this many shingles on, I get $200 for this day. I went and did a side job and I worked for about 7 hours and I left with like $1,100 in cash. And I was like, if I could just fucking do that every day, like what the fuck am I doing? Right. It made me realize
you're worth more on your own.
Absolutely. Like I got to see, I knew because I collect the checks from these people. And I also have the sheet that tells us how much we paid in for materials. And the person pays that back plus so much more to pay insurance and all that other bullshit. So there's even people above my boss that's fucking getting money out of this. But it's like his fucking chunk is like double mine and my coworkers' checks together.
Yeah.
He makes all that in a day.
Yeah.
And it's just boop, boop. And there's 2 fucking phone crews that bring 11 grand back a day.
Yeah.
Right into his fucking pocket. And it's like, for people like that to have anything to fucking bitch about, and that seems to be the people bitching the most right now.
Oh, dude.
The people that are in the best fucking positions.
Well, because they don't want it taken away.
Yeah, and it's like, goddamn, you have so much. And you know, if more people like us were getting more money, that is going to go back into the fucking state anyway. It's all going to go in through buying through corporations, tax money, all of this shit. We're going to be buying fucking cars, driving more, putting more gas. All of that is just boosting up this economy. And it's like, but it's never going to catch up. The debt is too fucking far gone.
For them, I think okay, so here's kind of how I see the whole situation, is that you have these really rich people and then you have the lower class, which you can do pretty much anything to. Like, you can say, I'm going to charge you dirt. I'm going to fucking pay you dirt fucking wages. Mm-hmm. You know, just because I know that you can't get anything better. Like, or whatever. So by driving that wealth gap, you know what I mean? You eliminate the middle class that's able to catch up, and you're able to then consolidate the wealth into then it would become what it is now, dude. It's rich socialism. Everybody up there gets everything for free and everything handed to them, and they're able to take part in these like programs that none of us can touch, and
because they're
all that
important,
right?
Because
they
made money somehow,
right? Exactly.
They're most likely fucking born into it in most cases,
right? So like once you have that massive gap, like there's no way that somebody can jump from that lower class to the upper class and you maintain that wealth, and then you just kick down the crumbs.
Yeah.
To keep your workers alive, basically, and
barely.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, have you ever read 1984?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that is exactly how I see this. It's like,
oh, it's been coming true since that shit came out.
Like before I had read it, I assumed that the main character, like when I first started reading it, I assumed that the party, like that, because like the main character is Winston and he's like he's part of the party, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I thought that like everybody had a telescreen in their home and like had to do all these things and wear these clothes and all this stuff, and they were everybody was constantly under watch. But then as you get deeper into the book and you come across the proles, which are the proletariat, like you find out that those people aren't monitored. They're not watched because they're kept busy with things like alcohol and sports and consumerism and bullshit. And I'm like, dude, we're the fucking proles, dude. Like, we're the proletariat. Yeah. And like in that book, he says numerous times, like, the hope lies in the proles, like the people who have the power. People don't realize that government is basically one dude standing on a plank and a million people standing on the other side. You know what I mean? And it's like, if we all just walked away, this dude have nothing.
Yeah. Well,
no one rules if no one obeys.
Yeah, that's what I never understood, is like the whole idea of like mass effect.
Right.
Why has it taken until now for so many people to actually wake up and see like there's something fucking weird going on here? If there's so much bullshit that no person can ever possibly sift through it,
right?
How is it that nobody has just been like, hey, everybody, we need to fucking step back, so then maybe they'll pull the veil back to check and see if we're still there and we can see inside.
Right.
Like maybe we'll fucking figure out like, what is this? Like, who constructed the way that all this shit works? And who's keeping this fucking bullshit alive?
Yeah.
And fucking everybody else.
I mean, dude, if you could get enough people to realize that authority is a myth. Well, see, okay, back to why people think that way though. In America, at least, it starts in the public school system.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're taught in history class that fucking Christopher Columbus discovered America.
And he was a good dude.
And, dude, but what's crazy is they don't mention the genocide that he committed.
No, he was a good guy.
Right, yeah, he was a great guy who brought turkeys and shit.
Yeah, he was giving out fucking loaves of bread and cranberry sauce.
Right, yeah. Oh, wait, no, those were the Pilgrims.
Either way.
I forgot. Yeah, anyways, but you get it. Like,
he gave blankets away.
Yeah, right. He was such a nice guy. And, you know, it's not just that, though. I mean, fuck, you're taught. I mean, how many times you have officers come to your school and talk to you about how great
law enforcement is?
Yeah, right, and stuff like that. Yeah. And then
we're here to protect and serve. I've never felt protected. I always feel scared.
The police are meant to protect the Capitol, and that's with an AL, and serve the state. So like they protect the money, you know what I mean? Yeah. And they serve the state. So, and that's really what it is. I mean, they also drive that wealth gap. They're part of that system that drives that wealth gap that I mentioned earlier, where they will take people who are already struggling and throw them into this system of fines and recidivism in fucking institutions and jails.
Yeah, we've been through it.
And it's so difficult. Like the people who have made it out of that is such a minute percentage of the total. I mean, dude, when I was the first time I was ever on probation, before I ever went to prison, the woman told me, it's crazy. She opened up with, I was put on intense probation, IPS, right? It's intensive probation supervision or something. I don't know. So anyways, literally I sat down and the first thing that woman said to me was, do you know what IPS stands for? And I said, what? She said, yeah, that's literally what she said. She said, in prison soon. And I'm like, that's not a good... Yeah,
should I leave?
Yeah, right? Should we just go now?
Should I abscond?
Yeah, pretty much, dude. And then she went on to say that like only 12% of people actually make it to being signed off of probation.
Yeah, I did it.
That's insane. You're right, and I did not.
Juan already went to prison once, but he's doing really well in IPS.
Right.
He got lucky with a good probation officer. I know her because I know all the probation officers. Mine's no longer a probation officer though. I had a probation officer named Mark, and
that was a cool guy. I liked him.
He's now a security guard, I believe, at JCPenney.
Stepping it up.
Yeah. From probation officer to security guard. God damn. All right. Well, we're going to get back to our original point. We got off on a tangent, but that's what this is for, guys.
An hour-long tangent.
It was just an hour-long tangent, you know what I mean? No big fucking deal. So, as I was saying in the beginning...
an hour fucking later.
So, I would see... I look on Twitter and I see all these people posting all these different fucking things and different news sources, and you can't believe any of them. And there's no reason to even try. And that's why the Felony News Network, we're not about just telling you what the news is saying.
No.
We're here to just give you what the words on the street are. And it's not even just that, because the news isn't just politics, guys, remember? It wasn't always just election coverage.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, there were times when they would go to like places like, hey, there's a dog show, guys, and then they would have a guy there, or a school shooting.
They used to cover important shit, right?
Yeah, like things that are happening in your city or state, they were projected onto your television, and there would be people there with microphones.
And nobody knows what's going on now.
No, because now it's all this...
That's why nobody showed up to my dog show.
Exactly. They didn't advertise. But it's all this fucking bullshit. And it's nothing to care about. The news was to be like, hey, this thing happened in your state today, guys. Like, take a look. I know we all have the internet and Google and Twitter and all that shit, but it's you can't believe anything on the internet, because literally anybody can say anything they want. And I know this is on the internet, but this is also just the opinion of two felons.
Yeah.
But hey, felons,
our voice matters too, dude.
For real, it does.
Disenfranchised fucking voters for what?
Yeah. There's people that touch kids that haven't got caught voting.
Yep.
What the fuck? There's guys...
I've committed a victimless crime, dude.
Same.
I got high as fuck. I sold some drugs, so maybe not victimless.
But that's
nobody died, though. Not from my drugs.
But they were going to buy drugs from somebody else if it wasn't from you.
At that point, I saw myself as a capitalist.
See, there you go.
We all turn over a new leaf, though.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, it's also... This isn't just about that, like I was saying, but it's also just about life in general. It's about mental health is a big fucking deal and especially for us and other people in our friend group and other people just of any other walk of life. Everybody goes through shit like depression, anxiety, drug addiction, any sort.
We've all been there.
Of mental health. And it's always good to have an escape from things like that. And to listen to two guys
who are on your side.
Yeah. We're not trying to harm anybody.
Do we listen? I think it'd be good. I think, honestly, my biggest thing is, talking to people and giving them a view that's not necessarily of the mainstream, things that you're not really going to hear people talk about. And especially, and by mainstream, I even mean like more mainstream podcasts. Like, you're not going to hear a lot of people talk about that stuff unless you're into like some weird shit. I don't know.
Yeah, because there is a lot of podcasts out there. But that was always my other issue with podcasting was there's so many specific ones.
Right.
Like, there is
Super
literally
specific.
like 285,000 true crime podcasts.
What the fuck?
That are just about, there's a lot of crime, but there's not enough to where
everybody's talking about something different.
Yeah, there's no way.
Right.
But I guess it depends on who's the one telling, like if they make it funny or if they like have good production value or if they show shit like forensic files or something like that. But it's like, why can't it be sometimes it's serious but still has a lighthearted undertone? Like you can make light of shitty situations.
Like Last Week Tonight.
Yeah.
I fucking love John Oliver, dude.
Exactly. His is obviously way more political than I would want to be.
Right. No, he covers some pretty cool shit. But
yeah,
like,
I didn't watch him too much, but I did see him because I would watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious for sure. He's a really funny dude. And that's one of the biggest things for me especially is comedy has always been one of my favorite fucking things, whether it be comedy movies or stand-up comedy. Did I tell you I was trying to become a stand-up comic? I actually started writing stand-up comedy.
Really?
I've got a few, like I'm trying to set up a 3-minute set because that way you can MC for other comedians. Mm-hmm. So I do a 3-minute set, I bring people up, and in between, like, I tell a couple of fucking yuck jokes.
Got it.
But yeah, that's Lucky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to him about it a lot. We were actually supposed to start a podcast, but you know why we didn't?
Because he's not funny. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry if Lucky ever watches this.
He might.
I like you.
Yeah.
Kinda.
No, it's because we couldn't decide on a fucking name.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, so I actually am starting another podcast. Do you watch comedy? Like stand-up comedy?
I used to, but it's really hard for me to laugh at it anymore, like, because nobody really talks about shit that I find funny.
You haven't? I'll show you some people. Because I started another podcast. I haven't done an episode yet, but I have 4 people now on the docket that are willing to do a Zoom interview with me. And 2 of them are professional stand-up comics. One of them was on America's Got Talent. Right. The other one was the ex-singer of Knights of the Abyss.
Oh, okay, cool.
Dustin.
Okay.
So both of them have agreed to come on. The other 2 are hosts of other podcasts.
Okay.
And that's called I Hope There's Comedy in Hell. Mm-hmm. I got that after I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. That was where I got that idea from. But yeah. So basically what happened today was a completely
off-topic shit.
Yeah, it was completely off-topic. It was completely off the top of the head. We literally discussed nothing beforehand. We didn't even mention one topic.
I haven't seen this dude in literally like 10 fucking years.
Yeah. It's been a long
some shit.
It's
not literally 10 years.
I saw you at the piss place once.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was still a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Because that was before Juan went back to jail.
Right. So dude, it's been a couple of years since we've even seen each other, and like, this is our first conversation, pretty much.
Yeah. So we didn't really catch up on a lot of shit.
No.
We're planning on doing that over this, because why the fuck not? What
could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Exactly. There's already 880,000 podcasts in the world.
Yeah, right.
What's another one?
Why not just throw our fucking beat up hat in the ring?
Exactly. Know? Because...
By the way, Blackcraft, we're going to need new hats if you want us to throw them in anywhere. So
yeah. Mine's still pretty... I just got this one a few months ago.
Yeah, I know, but if I'm going to be throwing it...
Actually.
I don't want to put it back on my head. You know, there's a pandemic and shit.
Yeah. I already had COVID. That's why we didn't do this last week.
And that's why I feel safe being here without a mask.
Yeah. I already tested negative, and I don't see people.
For a long time.
Because, yeah, I'm antisocial. But, yeah,
I don't see people either.
I was mentioning it earlier. The podcast, Legion of Skanks.
Yeah.
There's 3 comedians in it that are fucking hilarious. There's Big J Okerson, Louis J. Gomez, and Dave Smith, who's a libertarian. I listened to his podcast about it. And Louis J. Gomez was just out here. You know Jason Ellis? No. Professional skateboarder, MMA fighter. He hosted that XM or Sirius radio show for like fucking decades.
I have no idea.
Well, he's actually pretty famous for like a skateboarder. He's like the second most famous next to Tony Hawk. But yeah, he was out here, and I got to meet Louis J. Gomez, and he's a guy that I've watched his podcast for fucking years. Every week I watch. And plus his stand-up special is fucking phenomenal. So I actually got to hang out with him at Jeremy's Juke Joint.
That's cool.
And I was shitting my pants. And that came up because you're Ronnie Radke. You talked to Ronnie
Radke.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to say earlier, and I fucking spaced it on that.
I think we got into some deep shit after that.
Yeah. Those weed pens, man. I mean, those things fuck my day up sometimes. But yeah, I don't know when. We haven't figured out when we're going to release episodes. I'm thinking it's going to be weekly.
I'd like to.
So it'll probably be either Wednesday or Thursday I'll release the episodes. So that way, if we record Tuesdays...
But we should release them on Fridays and call it Felony Friday.
Oh, it's another Felony Friday, guys.
Dude.
That'll be
I want to get like one of those little boxes that go around, you know?
Oh, yeah, with the FNN.
Yeah, right.
Fuck me, man. That's a great idea. We could totally do that. Oh, fuck.
Wait, can we make this? Can we do the background as like we're standing in a pouring fucking rain?
We could.
And there's wind going and shit. We'll put a fan over there.
Well, I could put a video of... We haven't decided what our background's going to be yet. Right now, this is just... It's just a green
Don't tell
wall.
them what color... Oh, you told them what color it is. You're supposed to make
them guess. It's either green or blue. I'm colorblind.
Or pink. Why do you got to be like
because
gender
pink's too close to human skin.
Oh.
Chroma key won't work. It has to be green or blue.
The green on my tattoo... I don't have any showing.
No, right, it would have to be this green. Because if you select this color... and then subtract it out. That's how there's no lines. I wonder what's going to be around us right now. I haven't quite figured it out.
I think it's going to be fun to see unassuming me sitting somewhere that I'm like, you know, unaware of.
I should have a fucking video of something playing back here. So.
Like lions in the background or some shit.
Remember they used to do that on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Did you ever watch that show?
I used to. That was like not a lot, but it was really
Ryan
funny.
Stiles was so fucking
I loved
funny.
Wayne Brady.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's fucking hilarious.
He was the king of the hoedown for sure. Any of the song shit.
Dude, for
I've
real.
never heard anybody freestyle like that guy.
I know, dude.
Even the rap ones, you could freestyle the shit out of that.
And now he's on stupid... What's that fucking show? Deals...
Oh, it was...
Let's Make a Deal or some shit?
Was it Let's Make a Deal?
It's something like that.
Was that
on a
Howie
game
Mandel?
show. No, that's
Let's Make a Deal.
No, Let's Make a Deal is with Wayne Brady, I think.
I know he does that one where there's like the audience and then
it's kind of like it's Let's Make. I'm pretty sure it's Let's Make a Deal because like he deals with you. He's like okay.
Oh yeah, if you have these things in your fucking purse,
maybe
you get $10. It's that type of shit.
No, he did. It was kind of like The Price is Right, but it was like
that's weird because Drew Carey. From Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Right.
Also.
Yeah, but like I can't remember, dude. Like you go up and they would be like, shit, dude, I can't even remember.
I swear.
Oh yeah, dude. Like you can pick what's in a box and then like they'll give it to you and then you're like, okay, you can keep that. Or you can try and do this, or I'll give you this much money to say no.
Yeah, but
or whatever.
To pick the person, he goes, Does somebody have a Q-tip?
Yeah.
And then if you have it...
Yeah, I think he does that.
Yeah. I was like, I know that there's something about him going in the fucking crowd, and he's like, he picks a person, he goes, okay, do you have a fucking breath mint? And then they're like, boom, motherfucker. And then they go out
I would just go to the store and like get everything useless.
Yeah,
that
just
I could
bring
find.
a backpack. Be like, hold on,
Right,
I know
yeah.
I fucking got
I know
a
I've
can
got it
of
somewhere.
Vienna sausages in here somewhere. Right? I got a ton of those in my cabinet. But yeah, there was a bunch of good dudes on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Brad Sherwood, Colin Mockery, but Ryan Stiles was my fucking favorite. The outtakes for that shit is so funny. To go on YouTube and watch the outtakes of Whose Line Is It Anyway? So fucking funny. But yeah, anyway, so it'll probably be Fridays. So keep an eye out for Fridays. Felony Fridays!
Damn.
See? Yeah.
You
I
should
did
do
it.
like the echo.
Oh, yeah. I could definitely. I have delay on here, too. I could just fucking. I need to get a fucking soundboard so I can do drops and shit.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure I can program one in here.
And cool like sound effects and shit.
Yeah, like a fart noise. And then like that one thing that's on TikTok, the one's like, no. You
I
hear
don't
that
know.
shit?
No.
It's so fucking weird. It's from some stupid song, but it's just saying no a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, if someone says something we disagree with, we're just like, no.
I had refused to download TikTok. So
Really? It's either that or Bella Porch. She's really hot, but she literally does nothing. She's the, like, if you've probably seen videos that were making fun of it, but it's literally, she's just in the video, just,
that's so weird.
and then like turns her head and smiles. That's it. 40 million views.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
That's because she's hot. She's really hot. Bella Porch.
I'm starting to think we shouldn't put our faces in the podcast.
Just put Bella Porch's face over our faces.
Can we get like those cardboard cutouts?
That's what I'll put back here. I'll just put all of Bella Porch's videos just playing right here.
There you go.
She's just going to be bopping in the background.
There you go.
Oh, man, that's a good idea. I wonder if we'll get demonetized. Like I got demonetized.
Possessed by demons?
No.
Oh.
Unpossessed. No.
By money.
By money, yes. I'm going to be unpossessed by money if we do this. When I did the Still Fucking Up Conspiracies episode, I played the trailer to Cuties in it.
Oh, okay.
And
Netflix reached out and sent you a
YouTube
cease
reached
and
out
desist.
immediately. YouTube
Really?
emailed me like 10 minutes later.
Oh,
and
with
they were like,
copyright.
this is a copyright claim. If any money comes to this video, you don't get any money. I'm like, there's no sponsors. I don't have any sponsors.
Joke's on you.
Yeah. Joke's on you, bitch.
Joke's
Nobody
on you, we're
listens.
broke as fuck.
So I don't have any fucking sponsors. I mean, you have to have at least 1,000 downloads per episode to even be able to get money. If you get paid CPM, it's cost per milli, which means 1,000. And you get 1,000 downloads. If you do a 1-minute ad, you get like $50 for every 1,000.
Holy shit, who knew YouTube was such a gold mine?
Oh, fuck. Dude,
50
have you
bucks.
have you seen these dudes that like do dumb shit on YouTube?
Yeah.
With 50 million views?
Yeah.
They have multiple mansions.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Like Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah, the Ryan's Toys kid,
Dude,
richest child in the
I
world, $26 million in a year.
Dude, that shit pissed me off. When
Blippi makes $2 million a year on YouTube.
I like him because he gives you substance.
And he was Air Force, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the Air Force. His first video, Blippi's first video, was a Harlem Shake video where he was crouched on a toilet and his friend was laying on the ground and he shit on his friend's face. I'm not even fucking lying. His real name is Steve something, but Blippi shit on his friend's face before he was Blippi.
That's so cool.
And then he apologized for it, and then he became Blippi.
That makes him... Dude, so like as long as you say sorry and then change your name...
Yep.
He left Steve behind.
Yep, he's not Steve anymore.
Became Blippi. I personally like him, dude. I've got 3 kids, so like
My kid fucking loves
he's
Blippi.
Cool. But
he has shirts, toys.
Right, but that Ryan's Toy shit pissed me off so much when I saw it because I was like, you've got to be shitting me, dude. Like, this kid is just on there opening up toys and reviewing toys so that other kids will fucking buy them. Like, really, dude? You made your kid a pawn to these capitalist douchebags?
And they don't even... There's a contract against him that they don't get any of his fucking money. He literally owns the house that his parents live in.
That's so crazy.
That's fucking nuts. I would never want to set my kid up. I mean, I guess I would, but I'd want him to have the money.
Dude.
But it's like they exploited their fucking kid 100% for money.
Insanity. Like, there's no way that little, like, 3-year-old kid chose that shit.
And he's going to be a fucking prick.
I bet.
Like, there's no way that kid's a fucking humanitarian when he grows up.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to grow up to be like...
Well-adjusted.
Yeah, right? Like, what the fuck? I grew up in a mansion by opening toys. Give me more toys to open.
Yeah. He's going to be a fucking pedophile, dude. Are you kidding me? With what's going on in his life right now, he's going to be stuck at 6 years old in his mind, and he's going to be Michael Jackson kids. He's going to be staring at kids' buttholes while he jerks off.
I can see that.
Like, he's going to be putting little toys in kids' butts. He's a fucking... I'm calling it right now, dude. That fucking Ryan's Toys kid... pedo when he's older, bro. Watch that motherfucker.
Watch.
Put that little dude on a list. Keep a fucking eye on him. But yeah, we fucking recorded plenty at this point.
Okay.
But, I mean, this is going to be up on YouTube. It's on YouTube here. So why don't you just go ahead and like and subscribe. There's no other videos.
Where are you going to put the link? Here?
Well...
Here?
There's not going to be a link. Well, there will be a link to my other podcast probably here. Actually, it might be right here, or the subscribe will be, and then the other one's going to be probably right over here on my face, something like that.
I like that.
But yeah, Fridays, Felony News Network. We'll fucking see you guys again. Peace.
Later.